Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How is life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good. I don't know what happened to my coaster. Oh well. I hope things are great. Welcome to the 20s. Glad to have you here with me, celebrating the start of a new decade. Today I had friends. I had friends show up. Friends from the past. Friends from the future, I hope. A friend that moved away when we were in high school, like at the end of high school, and moved far away, like halfway across the country away. And we were very close, very, very close when we were teens and stuff. And I haven't seen him in 7 years. And he was in to this week. His sister still lives here, and so he brought his kids. His family flew in and kind of spent the week. And he got to come today and brought his wife, and they spent a couple of hours here, and we just talked about life and like catching up. And this is one of those friends that I used to call every month at least. He would call me. We would talk for hours about everything going on in our worlds. And when we were kids, we spent lots of time together just hanging out and being goofs. But, as we aged, we kind of lost track of what was going on in our worlds. And I got busy with my world, he got busy with his world, and then we just haven't talked in 7 years. The last time I saw him was here. He came in 7 years ago. I had just bought this house that year, and they came and visited for a little bit. And we stopped talking regularly probably not long after that. And of all the things that I talk about here, of all the problems that I have, of all the things that I've dealt with and the emotions that I go through and the perfectionism and the depression and anxiety, and of all the things that I struggle with as just a person moving through this planet, moving through this world, the one thing that I struggle the most with, that I wish I could fix the most, is relationships. I'm really not good at relationships. And the plurality there is the important point. I'm okay at relationship, but relationships is hard. And what I mean by that is, I'm good to him. I treat her like a queen. I spend as much time with her as I can. We talk about all things under the sun. I support her emotionally. I support her, not physically. That she's not handicapped. I'm good to her. I'm good. I feel confident in our relationship. But outside of that, my kids, I guess, I try really hard for my kids. I try to text them regularly. I try to hang out with them and really spend time with them when we spend time together, not just sitting in a room together, but actually do things together. I try to support them in everything that they do and talk to them about the things that they do. But I'm really bad at friendships and other relationships. I'm really bad at maintaining communication with people, because I still feel like on some weird level I don't want to impose. Like, I don't want to tell people, I don't want to make people feel guilty. If I say, hey, do you want to come over? And they say no, I don't want them to feel guilty about that. But I feel like I feel guilty when I tell somebody no. And that's just me projecting that onto somebody, maybe. But the fact of the matter is, I don't want to be a burden. I never want to be a burden. And that's to my children also. I don't see my children as much as I could because I don't want to be a burden. If they say, Dad, can we do something? The answer is yes, 100%. But I'm really bad at saying, hey, kids, can we do something? I'm really bad at saying that to anybody. I mean, I'm bad at saying that to M. Like, M, do you want to do this? I'm learning, but I don't like being a burden. I've never liked it. And it's caused me to kind of gain distance on a lot of friendships. A lot of friends that I have here locally, as well as a lot of friends that I've made in the board game community. We've just kind of drifted apart because I'm not good at being assertive when it comes to our friendship. And, you know, I've told you that I've been playing Keyforge with a friend here, and I told him specifically, like, when you want to play, text me and say, when are we going to play again? And then the answer is, you can come right now. We'll play right now. You know, be aggressive, be forceful with me, and I will respond. And he has. And sometimes I've learned to ask him, like, when are we going to play? When are you going to come over? And it shouldn't be that way. I don't feel like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the normal way. But for me, it feels like there should be some sort of normal, regular communication. And it's hard for me to be the initiator. I'm not difficult. I struggle with being the initiator because I don't like getting in the way. That is something I'd like to fix, and that is something that I'm going to talk to you know, a counselor about. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that all goes well. But I did not mean to start off 2020 on a down note. I wanted to start it off on a good note. The good news is I got to see my friend and his wife again. I was in their wedding. It was a Catholic wedding, and I was the best man. And if you know anything about Catholic weddings, oh, the best man has to do a lot of work. And it was great, and I loved it. And so we got to talk and catch up and say all the things that we've done and talked about kids and life and relationships and where we're headed. And he surprisingly enough, he's been doing woodworking also. And so he wanted to see the shop. So we came down here and showed him tools and my layout and all that sort of stuff. And we talked about all of that. So talked about my favorite $2 clamps. It was good. It was a good visit, and it was really a bright spotlight on the start of this new decade, as Nixon would have called it. I don't think I have anything else. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Day. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that looking forward to this year, you have a lot of optimism. I do. I'm very optimistic. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and being wonderful friends and amazing people. I really, really appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Alexa, tell me a random fact.
Here's a fact about Pinnacosauruses. Found in Mongolia and China, Pinnacosaurus was related to Ankylosaurus. It had sharp spikes along its back and sides, and its tail ended in a flat bone with sharp edges resembling a double-edged stone axe. Pinnacosaurus is one of the relatively small number of dinosaurs whose young have been found. More than a dozen baby Pinnacosaurs were found under a dune in the Gobi Desert, huddled together for protection.
Oh, Pinnacosaurus. I'm going to have to look that one up. I don't remember learning about that in dinosaur class. I didn't have dinosaur class.